Hello friends. What does it truly mean to be born on January 14th? Are you destined for greatness? Do the stars and numbers whisper ancient secrets about your heart, your desires, your struggles, your brilliance? If you or someone close to you was born on this day, buckle up, because we're about to unfold the detailed cosmic blueprint behind the soul of a January 14th baby. This isn't just a horoscope, it's a multidimensional journey. Capricorn at the core, the sun sign influence. People born on January 14th are Capricorns, ruled by Saturn, the planet of structure, responsibility, and time. Saturn is not a gentle guide, it's the cosmic drill sergeant, pushing Capricorns to grow through trials, delays, and earned rewards. But those born on this day receive more than just a stern planetary teacher. They inherit a unique blend of classic Capricorn ambition mixed with visionary thinking and intuitive depth. Unlike the standard Capricorn who might cling to tradition, January 14th natives are often drawn to innovation, blending legacy with evolution. They are the architects of futures not just built for success, but built to mean something. These individuals embody discipline in motion. They are not dreamers who float, they walk the dream to life, mile by mile, with spreadsheets in one hand and an inner fire that refuses to burn out. Their energy is not loud, but unmistakably commanding. They often climb toward goals with such quiet determination that people around them don't even realize they're competing until the January 14th Capricorn is already standing at the top, smiling modestly. Yet despite their often serious exterior, they are rarely cold. Beneath their practicality lies a strong moral compass, often shaped early in life through family dynamics or personal struggle, which gives their ambition a higher sense of purpose. Born midway through Capricorn season, they reflect the purest version of this sign, all the calculated effort, caution, and drive, but with an added edge. They know how to lead with both head and heart. They believe in legacy, but also reinvention. They don't just want a secure life, they want a deserved one. Whether building a business, raising a family, or writing a novel, they do it not to be seen, but to fulfill an internal standard few others can match. This is why they often rise to powerful positions, not through charm or shortcuts, but through undeniable, slow-burning brilliance. Love relationships, serious hearts, deep waters. Love for someone born on January 14th is never an afterthought. These Capricorns treat romantic connection with the same focus and long-term planning as their careers or life goals. They are intensely private about their emotions and typically enter relationships slowly, cautiously, with emotional armor built from years of observation and experience. They've likely seen relationships rise and fall around them and have quietly taken notes: what works, what doesn't, what lasts. So when they let someone in, it means everything. Love, to them, is sacred ground. They don't fall often, but when they do, they fall with full awareness, and with full intent to stay. At first, they can seem guarded, emotionally distant or hyper-rational. That's not because they lack feeling, quite the opposite. They fear misplacing their trust or giving their heart to someone who can't respect its value. But once they're sure, they become one of the most devoted and stable partners imaginable. They express love through actions, remembering the smallest details, creating a sense of security, pushing their partner to be the best version of themselves. They're not into grand gestures or public affection. Instead, their love language is consistency. A January 14th partner will not text 100 times a day, but when your car breaks down at 2 a.m., they're already on their way, tools in hand, no questions asked. That said, they expect the same level of respect and loyalty in return. They have no tolerance for games, emotional chaos, or dishonesty. A betrayal hits them on a cellular level. When hurt, they may shut down completely, disappearing behind emotional stone walls that are almost impossible to penetrate again. But if their trust is slowly rebuilt, and if the remorse is real, they can forgive. And when they do, their love becomes even deeper, bonded by a shared history of endurance and understanding. These are the relationships that grow stronger with time. Best romantic matches. Taurus, both Capricorn and Taurus crave emotional and financial stability. Together, they build a fortress of trust, shared goals, and quiet pleasure. Their bond often grows stronger as the years pass, rooted in mutual respect and dependability. They also share a deep appreciation for life's comforts and the beauty of small, steady joys. Virgo, this is a union of minds as much as hearts. Virgo brings emotional insight and intellectual curiosity, while Capricorn offers grounding and vision. They challenge each other to grow and refine their lives. It's a relationship built on trust, healthy critique, and shared aspirations, especially in creating a meaningful life together. Pisces, this is an opposites attract pairing that, surprisingly, works. Pisces brings imagination, softness, and emotional intuition. Capricorn offers structure and realism. Pisces helps Capricorn open up emotionally, while Capricorn provides Pisces with the direction and grounding they often lack. Together, they create balance, head and heart in beautiful tandem. Scorpio, intensity meets strategy. Scorpio's emotional depth matches Capricorn's complexity. Both are private, powerful, and resistant to superficial connection. Once trust is established, their bond is magnetic and unbreakable. They thrive on shared ambition, mutual loyalty, and a fierce desire to protect each other. Challenges arise with Leo. Leo's need for recognition and emotional validation can overwhelm Capricorn's more reserved and practical nature. Leo may find Capricorn too emotionally closed off, while Capricorn may feel Leo's flair is excessive. Power struggles over leadership and attention often arise. Gemini, Capricorn seeks depth, reliability, and long-term vision, while Gemini thrives on spontaneity, variety, and lightness. Capricorn sees Gemini as inconsistent, Gemini sees Capricorn as rigid. Communication may flow, but their life approaches rarely align. Aries is impulsive and action-driven, while Capricorn is methodical and cautious. Aries wants fast results and freedom, Capricorn wants long-term security and control. These differences can spark frequent clashes unless both partners commit to understanding and compromise. Sex intimacy, slow burn, deep passion. Capricorns born on January 14 are not impulsive when it comes to physical intimacy. For them, sex is a language, not a game, a form of communication that requires trust, emotional context, and genuine connection. They don't engage for casual thrill or ego boosts, their sensuality is far more layered. Before touching your body, they want to understand your soul. They need emotional safety before they'll let their deeply passionate nature surface. This isn't to say they lack desire, quite the opposite. But desire, to them, isn't random or reckless. It's earned, nurtured, and built on consistency and emotional credibility. When they do open up, lovers often discover a completely different side of the January 14 Capricorn, one filled with intensity, patience, and creative depth. Their reserved exterior hides a fiercely devoted and highly attuned lover who pays close attention to rhythm, detail, and emotional nuance. They're not rushing to the finish line, they're choreographing a story with every touch. They can be surprisingly experimental, but only with someone they trust fully. Once inside a committed bond, they reveal a raw, magnetic sensuality that's deeply in tune with their partner's needs and unspoken signals. They don't need theatrics or shallow heat, they crave intimacy that evolves, that deepens with every shared moment, every layer unpeeled. Their preferences often lean toward sensual experiences that stimulate all the senses. Think candlelit settings, soft music, warm lighting, textures like silk and velvet, and deeply personal touches like meaningful words whispered during intimacy. Scent is a big trigger. They remember how their lover smells, the fragrance of skin, the aroma of a shared space. Everything about their sexual world is slow and intentional, designed not just for pleasure, but for profound connection. But if their trust is betrayed or their heart wounded, that fire can extinguish completely. They won't offer their body without offering their soul, so when they do, it means everything. And when you're the one who has earned it, you'll discover one of the most loyal, attentive, and unforgettable lovers in the zodiac. Marriage commitment, legacy builders. To someone born on January 14th, marriage is far more than a romantic declaration. It is the construction of a lifelong partnership rooted in purpose, shared values, and emotional endurance. These individuals are not swept up by weddings or romantic ideals. They're not dreaming of fairy tale castles, they're designing the infrastructure for a life that actually works. When they think of marriage, they envision decades, co-owned homes, mutual goals, family planning, legacy building. It's less about the ring and more about the bond. They want someone who's in it not just for the highs, but for the work, the building, the storm weathering. They are willing to give everything, but they expect the same devotion in return. They tend to marry later in life, not because they're afraid of commitment, but because they take it so seriously. They're cautious, deliberate, and often spend years observing what works and what doesn't in other people's relationships before choosing their own path. They may have long-term relationships that never lead to marriage, and that's intentional. They're not interested in ticking boxes. They want a life partner who brings real value, someone emotionally intelligent, self-aware, supportive, and ideally, driven. The perfect spouse for a January 14th Capricorn is someone who respects their ambitions, supports their goals, and creates a soft landing place emotionally, a true team player with their own identity and dreams. In marriage, they shine as dependable, consistent, and fiercely loyal partners. They are the ones remembering anniversaries, picking up medicine when you're sick, managing finances with long-term wisdom, and standing beside you when life gets hard. They believe in maintenance, attending therapy if needed, adjusting to life changes, showing up even when it's inconvenient. They are problem solvers and emotional protectors. Even if not overly expressive in public, their devotion runs deep. They tend to take responsibility not just for their partner, but for the family unit as a whole. If you marry a January 14th Capricorn, expect a life partner who plans for the long haul, and who will stand beside you as a co-builder, always working towards something greater than either of you alone. Friendship, inner circle only. For January 14th Capricorns, friendship isn't a casual word, it's a deeply held commitment. These are not the types to be surrounded by a noisy crowd or rack up hundreds of acquaintances. They treat their friendships the way they treat every other part of life, with discernment, intention, and long-term focus. If they call you a friend, it's because you've proven your loyalty, integrity, and emotional intelligence over time. Their social circle is more like an elite team, small, highly trusted, and fiercely protected. And once you're in that circle, you're not just a friend. You're chosen family. They gravitate toward people who have substance, those with depth, resilience, and an interesting story to tell. They often befriend individuals from wildly different backgrounds or belief systems, not because they want to collect diversity, but because they're intellectually and emotionally curious. They value authenticity over similarity. Show up as your real self, flaws and all, and you'll catch their attention faster than any polished persona ever could. However, if you gossip, lie, or act inconsistently, you'll find yourself gently, or not so gently, edged out. Trust is everything to them. And once broken, it's rarely, if ever, restored. Emotionally, they can appear reserved or distant at first. Don't mistake that for coldness. What you're witnessing is their inner vetting process. But once that armor drops, they are some of the most dependable, grounded, and quietly affectionate friends you'll ever have. They remember your big moments, and your small ones. They'll help you move without being asked, send a message when you're feeling low, show up at your worst hour, and speak up when you're veering off track. They don't do surface-level support, they invest in you. And yes, they will call you out when necessary. Brutal honesty is part of the package, not to criticize, but because they believe in your potential and refuse to let you settle for less. Their friendship is a gift that only gets more valuable with time. Career business, the architect of success. Capricorns born on January 14th are among the most strategic, visionary, and relentless professionals in the zodiac. These individuals don't just have jobs, they pursue missions. Their career isn't a means to an end, it's a foundational part of their identity. They are builders by nature, of companies, systems, structures, and reputations. Whether they're managing a coffee shop or running a multi-million-dollar enterprise, they're always thinking long-term. They see where things are headed before others do and position themselves accordingly, playing the professional game like chess, not checkers. Their strengths lie in their ability to work with discipline, clarity, and foresight. Every step they take is calculated. They assess risk, map out contingencies, and have backup plans for their backup plans. You'll rarely see a January 14th Capricorn flustered by sudden change, because they've already imagined and prepared for that scenario. In leadership, they bring calm authority. In teamwork, they bring structure and reliability. And in solo ventures, they bring an unwavering work ethic that makes them seem almost tireless. They're the ones who arrive early, stay late, and quietly outperform everyone without bragging about it. Some might say they're control freaks, and sure, they do prefer systems over chaos, but what they really want is excellence. They thrive in environments where performance is recognized and effort equals reward. Give them space, trust, and a goal, and they'll not only meet it, they'll optimize it. On the flip side, they do not do well with constant micromanagement, erratic leadership, or environments lacking integrity. Their moral compass is strong, and they'll walk away from a lucrative opportunity if it violates their values or long-term vision. Ideal roles for them span many industries, but they particularly excel in positions where analysis, structure, and long-term strategy are key. These include CEO or entrepreneur. They love building something from scratch and have the patience to see it through. Financial analyst. Their precision and love of numbers give them an edge in high-stakes financial planning. Architect or engineer. They think in systems and have the vision to turn ideas into tangible realities. Strategic consultant. Solving complex problems is their superpower. Lawyer or judge. They understand rules, structure, and justice like few others. Academic researcher. They'll dig deep and won't rest until they get to the truth. One interesting quirk, while they often appear modest or uninterested in accolades, they do secretly love being recognized for their hard work. A genuine compliment, an award, or a simple thank you goes a long way in fueling their fire. They don't work for praise, but they absolutely appreciate it. And when they're acknowledged, you'll see their whole energy lift. It's not about ego, it's about being seen for the mountains they quietly move every day. Numerology of January 14th, the power of number 5. In numerology, every date carries a secret vibration, and January 14th is quietly electric. Add the digits together, 1 plus 4, and you land on the number 5, a number of movement, freedom, curiosity, and transformation. This changes everything. It introduces a whirlwind of dynamic energy into Capricorn's otherwise methodical and grounded personality. Where many Capricorns are slow and steady by nature, those born on January 14th have an unpredictable streak, a built-in restlessness that makes them question the norm and challenge the familiar. They're not here to simply follow a path, they're here to reinvent it. This number infuses them with a hunger for more knowledge, more experiences, more meaning. They don't want to do the same thing forever, and they won't. These Capricorns are the ones who might start as lawyers and end up running eco-resorts in Costa Rica. Or spend 2 decades climbing the corporate ladder before launching a boutique candle company infused with ancestral stories and poetry. Number 5 says, you came here to grow, and grow again. These individuals often lead lives that include not one but several major chapters. They feel spiritually allergic to stagnation. While their Capricorn side keeps them practical and responsible, the 5 energy makes them crave change, movement, and evolution like air. This duality can create fascinating contradictions. 1 minute, they're deep in spreadsheets and strategic planning. The next, they're booking a spontaneous solo trip or experimenting with avant-garde art. They often have a second passion, a hidden talent, or a long-standing dream tucked in the back of their mind, and when the timing's right, they will pursue it. They may even thrive more in chaos than they let on, secretly enjoying challenges that require them to think fast and adapt quickly. The number 5 makes them fluid, open-minded, and unusually comfortable with reinvention. While the world sees a typical Capricorn, what they're really watching is a carefully disguised revolutionary in a blazer. Celtic/Druid horoscope, the elm tree. In the ancient wisdom of the Celtic tree horoscope, where one's birth date is connected to sacred trees, those born on January 14 fall under the sign of the elm tree January 12 to 24. This is a symbol of nobility, strength, fairness, and unwavering moral grounding. Elm tree individuals are the kind of people you instinctively trust, even before you fully know them. They carry themselves with quiet dignity and unspoken authority. You won't find them shouting for attention, but when they speak, people listen. There's an old soul energy here, shaped by the elm's deep roots and connection to the earth's wisdom. These individuals often take on leadership roles without meaning to. They don't chase power, power often finds them. Why? Because they lead with integrity. They can't sit back and watch injustice, dishonesty, or imbalance unfold without stepping in. Elm people have a profound sense of fairness and an almost parental instinct to protect others, even when it costs them personally. This can make them the go-to voice of reason in their friend groups, the dependable co-worker in times of crisis, or the neighbor who organizes community efforts because no one else will. Responsibility seems to follow them, and they rarely turn it away. In relationships and friendships, the elm's influence makes January 14 Capricorns especially loyal, principled, and steadfast. They show up, not just when it's convenient, but when it's needed most. They don't gossip, betray, or abandon. Their honor code may feel almost old-fashioned, like something out of a more noble era, but it's real, and it's rare. They also value tradition and structure, though their number 5 numerology creates an interesting tug-of-war between honoring the old and embracing the new. As a result, they often become bridge builders between generations or ideologies, guiding others through change while reminding them of what truly matters. Elm-born souls walk with grace, grounded but never stagnant, and wherever they go, they leave a legacy of trust. Vedic Astrology, Capricorn in Uttara Ashada. In the refined lens of Vedic astrology, many individuals born on January 14 fall under the powerful Uttara Ashada nakshatra, nestled within the Capricorn zodiac. This nakshatra, symbolized by an elephant's tusk and ruled by the mighty sun, is known as the star of later victory. That alone tells you everything. These individuals are destined not for immediate triumphs, but for earned victories. They are the slow-burning legends of life, those who may struggle, be overlooked, or face hardship in their younger years, only to emerge later with wisdom, grace, and formidable success. The elephant tusk, a symbol of strength, memory, and legacy, speaks volumes. People under this star carry an inner nobility that's unmistakable, even when cloaked in quiet modesty. They don't shout their virtues, they live them. Whether or not they wear religion on their sleeves, these souls are deeply spiritual at their core. They have a moral compass that's nearly unshakable and a belief in doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. Their power doesn't lie in aggression, it lies in endurance. They don't burn fast and fizzle out, they build slowly, brick by brick, and when their moment arrives, they stand tall like ancient monuments that have weathered every storm. Leaders by nature, Uttara Ashada-born Capricorns are often drawn to roles of influence, but they don't crave the spotlight for ego's sake. They lead to create order, to serve others, and to leave things better than they found them. There's a calm gravity about them. Others instinctively look to them during chaos. Their speech is thoughtful, their actions deliberate, and their presence, no matter how quiet, commands respect. They are principled to the core, often to the point of self-sacrifice. While they may not always express their spirituality openly, it flows through them in the form of ethics, service, and an unshakable belief in justice. Their soul's mission is to win, not by force or manipulation, but through truth. Through integrity. Through the long game of righteousness that eventually, inevitably, leads to enduring triumph. The flower horoscope, carnation. In the language of flowers, January 14th is beautifully represented by the carnation, a bloom often misunderstood for its simplicity, but rich with layers of emotion, strength, and enduring love. These flowers don't wilt at the first sign of trouble. They persist. They protect. They endure. And so do the people born under their symbolic bloom. On the surface, carnation souls may seem reserved, even emotionally distant. But this is a protective covering, not a lack of feeling. In truth, they are among the most loyal, emotionally rich, and romantically idealistic individuals you'll ever meet. They simply don't give themselves away easily. Emotionally, these individuals are deep waters. Calm on the surface, stormy and passionate beneath. They do not wear their hearts on their sleeves, but they feel, often more than they're comfortable admitting. They'll listen more than they speak, observe before they react, and only let you into their world once you've proven trustworthy. That's why they're sometimes labeled cold or distant, when really, they're just careful. They know love can wound. They know trust is fragile. And once they offer it, it's sacred. But if you make it past their layers, you'll find someone who will fight for you, stand by you, and hold your heart like it's made of glass. In relationships, romantic, platonic, familial, they're the quiet protectors. They remember the little things. They'll check in after a loss, celebrate your wins like their own, and never let you face your darkest hours alone. Carnation-born people are rarely the loudest in the room, but they are always among the most present. They believe in showing love through action, helping you when you're sick, listening without judgment, defending you when you're not around. And like the flower that blooms in the cold of January, their warmth isn't loud, it's earned. It's earned through trust, consistency, and the kind of connection that blossoms over time. Ultimately, these individuals are walking paradoxes, emotionally rich, but selectively expressive, romantically idealistic, but slow to commit, warm-hearted, but wrapped in protective petals. They are built for love, deep, enduring, extraordinary love, and when it finds them, or when they finally open to it, their loyalty is unmatched. Their love is not a wildfire. It's a hearth, slow-burning, constant, and eternal. The stone horoscope, garnet. The deep, fiery red of the garnet holds far more than beauty, it holds legacy, emotion, and power. As January's birthstone, garnet is the perfect match for those born on January 14th. Why? Because it reflects everything they are beneath their composed, Capricorn surface, passion, protection, and purpose. Garnet is not a showy gem. It's not loud or demanding. But it is intense. It simmers with energy. It carries a sense of history. And when worn by a January 14th soul, it becomes more than a stone, it becomes a mirror of their hidden fire. Garnet is traditionally known to attract abundance and success, especially when the wearer's intentions are clear and heart-centered. And isn't that the core of a January 14th Capricorn? They don't want shallow wins or temporary glory. They want meaning, and they're willing to work for it. Garnet amplifies that drive. It acts as a beacon for opportunity, helping these individuals tap into their natural leadership and endurance. But it's not just about financial or career success. Garnet nurtures life success, well-being, fulfillment, aligned purpose. It awakens the desire to live richly and love deeply, not just achieve endlessly. It's also a stone of protection, traditionally believed to shield its wearer from negative energy, both internal and external. For the often self-critical January 14th native, this is crucial. Garnet acts like a psychic firewall, helping to push out doubts, quiet fears, and ward off toxic influences that try to cloud their vision or drain their energy. Capricorns can carry heavy emotional loads, often taking on responsibility for others, and garnet helps lighten that spiritual burden by fortifying their aura. It allows them to stand tall in their boundaries, lead from their truth, and stay rooted in their own emotional safety. Perhaps most profoundly, garnet is tied to ancestral strength and matters of the heart. It resonates with the root chakra, the energy center connected to family, foundation, survival, and emotional lineage. Many January 14th individuals carry generational wisdom, even if they don't realize it. They may feel responsible for carrying on a legacy, healing a family wound, or breaking patterns. Garnet taps into that ancestral current and offers grounding, clarity, and emotional resilience. On a personal level, it also encourages emotional healing, particularly around self-worth and love. It's the stone of the self-honoring Capricorn, reminding them that strength isn't just about what they carry, it's about knowing when to let go, when to open up, and when to choose themselves. For the January 14th soul, garnet is not just a birthstone, it's an energetic ally. A quiet ember glowing in their pocket, around their neck, or worn close to the skin. It whispers truths they already know but sometimes forget: you are protected. You are powerful. And your heart matters, too. In summary, the soul of January 14th. Let's bring it all together: the signs, the stones, the stars. People born on January 14th are not just Capricorns. They're not just ambitious, grounded, strategic minds. They are paradoxes in motion. Old souls with a hunger for change. Practical dreamers. They don't announce themselves when they enter a room, but you'll remember them long after they've left. Why? Because they leave an impact. They don't just connect, they shape the world around them. With subtle influence. With deep conviction. With relentless grace. These individuals are strategists with soul. They don't chase trends, they build systems. They don't just climb, they elevate others as they rise. Every move they make has meaning. Every success is backed by sacrifice. Every dream is structured with patience. And underneath all of it, a heart that beats for something bigger than ambition, purpose. They are lovers who build cathedrals out of trust. They don't fall fast, but when they do, they fall completely. They value intimacy over intensity, longevity over lust, connection over conquest. Their love isn't loud, but it's loyal. It holds space, makes promises, keeps showing up. They're not perfect partners, they're real ones. And that's so much better. They are friends you earn and never lose. They'll test your loyalty before they give you theirs. But once you're in for life. They'll challenge you, ground you, and be there when everyone else disappears. Their friendship is the slow burn that never flickers out. They are professionals who make legacy moves, not side hustles. Whether they run businesses or raise families, write books or build software, they move with purpose. They're not here to play small. They're here to leave something behind. To plant trees whose shade they'll never sit in. To build something that outlives them. They are seekers of meaning, stability, and growth. They're drawn to wisdom. To truth. To becoming the highest version of themselves, not just for applause, but for peace. They carry the endurance of Saturn, the ambition of Capricorn, and the transformative magic of the number 5. They are walking lessons in what it means to evolve with integrity. So if you were born on January 14th, or if someone in your life carries that cosmic signature, know this: you're not just dealing with a person. You're dealing with a legacy in motion. A quiet revolution. A soul who changes the world by changing the rules, and doing it with heart. Thanks for diving into this cosmic exploration. If you enjoyed this journey, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out more deep dives into astrology, personality, and human potential on this channel. Don't forget to follow us on social media and hit that bell icon so you never miss another story written in the stars.